Some movies and series are produced with a special purpose. Some of them are entertainment, others are advertising. A series of movies and series are also made, whose creators have a goal beyond entertaining their audience. These filmmakers usually hide their purpose beneath the main story you see. Some animations that are produced for children do not have such conditions. For example, you might be surprised that the facts of SpongeBob SquarePants are not what you have seen in the animation. The main characters of Seven Sinners. Perhaps the type of main characters of this animation is one of the most interesting facts about SpongeBob that you will read. Some movie theorists and analysts believe that the design of each character in the SpongeBob cartoon is based on one of the 7 deadly sins of the Catholic religion. Although no evidence has been recorded about the validity of this hypothesis, but when you pay attention to the main characteristics of each of these characters, you will realize that those who raised this hypothesis were right to a large extent. The characters and symbols of this cartoon are: octopus equals anger, crab equals greed, snail equals belly worship, SpongeBob equals lust, plankton equals jealousy, Patrick equals lazy, squirrel equals arrogance and narcissism. Hamburger in Animation. One of the SpongeBob SquarePants facts that you probably didn't know is about the hamburger food that plays the main role in this cartoon. Hamburger is one of the dishes of Mr. Krab restaurant. So far there is no problem, but the problem is in its recipe. If you have ever looked closely at the building of Mr. Krab restaurant, you will notice that it is very similar to a shrimp bottom. This point is not a strange matter. But if you look deeper into it, you will realize the scary point that this restaurant's hamburger is prepared from the same meat that is caught in the trap. Maybe you think it is the height of pessimism, but under no circumstances does Mr. Krab want anyone to find out what the recipe for his hamburgers looks like, because if his customers find out about this terrible thing, they will no longer go to his restaurant and he will lose his customers. Promoting homophobia. One of the cartoon characters of SpongeBob SquarePants is Plankton. This character owns a restaurant called Champaket. This restaurant is actually a fishing bucket that fishermen used as a container in which they put the caught fish. In this cartoon, Mr. Plankton also served fish in this restaurant. Now imagine that a fish character in this cartoon goes to a restaurant to eat and they put a fish in front of him to eat. Now, one of the reasons why Mr. Plankton's restaurant had no customers was because his restaurant served fish and his customers were also fish. It is exactly like if you go to a restaurant and they put a human being in front of you to eat. SpongeBob Neighborhood. Maybe this part of SpongeBob facts is a bit strange for you. If you are a fan of this animation, you know that its characters wear clothes even though they are under the sea. Although this point is strange, it is not a problem because of the common feature of most animations, which should be a little far from reality. The city where SpongeBob lives is called Bikini Bottom. It is interesting to note that the name of the city is the same as the name of a small island in the American seas. For 4 years, America tested its atomic and nuclear bombs and weapons on this island. Interestingly, after the end of their mission, American scientists noticed that the creatures of that area had become surprisingly gigantic or deformed and no longer resembled a sea creature. In the cartoon SpongeBob and Bikini City, fish wear clothes and eat hamburgers. Is this Bikini Bottom the same horrible Bikini Island? Is SpongeBob a supernatural being too? One of the facts about SpongeBob SquarePants that they say about this cartoon is that the characters of this cartoon have suddenly found human behavior due to the destructive effects of atomic radiation, and all their strange behavior is due to this point. Frequently asked questions. One of the SpongeBob facts is about his age. How old is SpongeBob really? Surprisingly, we have to say that SpongeBob was born in 1986, which means he is 35 years old. But considering that innocent and at the same time stupid character that he has, it seems strange. Does the number 420 have a special meaning in the SpongeBob cartoon? This number actually refers to 420 on April 20th, when many people in the United States celebrate the use of marijuana.